introspective, more shant, more all that. So that's how it is. But as we go, we will learn more and more. Okay. Any other thing anybody wants to say? Okay, Sheila ji, you can read verse 37.
The blessed Lord say, it is desire, it is anger, born of the active, all devouring, all sinful, know this as the foe here in this world. It is desire, it is anger. Desire is the inner devil in the individual bosom. We have seen earlier that desire is nothing other than our own spiritual ignorance, expressing itself in our intellectual personality. This statement in this stanza is not to be understood as enumerating two different things. Desire itself, under certain circumstances, gains expression as anger, a constant agitation of the mind, expressing as an uncontrollable impatience to gain something, is called desire. Desire is generally for something other than ourselves. In the clash of existence, being and circumstances may come between ourselves and the objects of our desire. And in such case, our desire impulses sticking at the obstacle gain the ugly look of anger.
Striking at the obstacle. Okay. So one thing that for us take home message over here is whenever we are angry, self-analyze it, you will know that it's your own desire over there. Because a lot of times we think, oh, our anger is justified, and one of the Swami said there's no such thing. The more if you have a desire, it's going to turn into anger. So that's why the saints and sages now, some people might say, "Arey wo Mahatma tha, usne श्राप क्यों दे दिया?" Now let's not go in that arena because they are त्रिकालदर्शी. They know श्राप में भी कुछ ऊपर से दिखा रहे हैं. Their anger is more controlled anger. Ours is more जो बह जाता है, we just do destructive stuff. उनके anger में भी कुछ भला होता है. Like Swamiji used to say, anger should be like a little tool in your pocket. And he was telling an example that how anger sometimes we need to, it's like एक बच्चा है 2 साल का और वो उंगली डालने वाला है इसमें इलेक्ट्रिक सॉकेट में और तुम दूर बैठे हो वहाँ पे. You cannot say, beta, don't do it. You will be shouting and showing your red eyes and be angry. But that's a controlled anger. You're not hating the kid. You don't want him to stop something. That's the way it's used and it's okay. But हम लोग ये वाले एंगर की बात करें वो डिज़ायर से कनेक्टेड है कि मेरी डिज़ायर जब मुझे नहीं मिली एंड मैं एंगर में बह गई तब डिस्क्रिमिनेशन मेरा ख़त्म हो चुका है यहाँ पे. सो ये दिस डिस्टिंक्शन वी हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट. But I thought, in the beginning when we learned that, it was like, oh my God, it's my own problem. It really makes you think because this is a complete science over here. And if somebody wants to remember, go back to those verses in chapter 2. I think they are from 56 onwards. There are two verses about this ladder of fall, we call it. Okay, how thinking of object, simple thinking leads to this, but in the beginning it's easier to control. That's another very important thing that the Swamis bring out. When it has a likes and dislike stages, and beginning में थोड़ा सा attachment होता है, अगर आपने इंट्रोस्पेक्शन किया और आपने विजडम से उसको कंट्रोल कर लेते हो, एक बार वो काम और क्रोध में बदल जाता है ना, फिर उसका विनाश निश्चित है. विनाश मतलब स्पिरिचुअल विनाश. It's not like he's going to die. Some people actually kill in anger also, in extreme cases. जिसको, wrath बोलते हैं. Anger can turn into wrath also. So that's what we have to know about this. Go ahead.
Thus, whenever emotions of acquisition and possession of an object flow incessantly toward the object, the bundle of thoughts so flowing is called desire. While the same emotion, when they are obstructed from reaching their desired object and get refracted by an intermediate obstacle are called anger. The desire, anger, emotion is the very devil in us that compels us to compromise with our own intellectually known higher value of existence and attempts us to perpetrate sins. Greater the desire, greater the power in pull towards the sinful and the lost. Much desire has come to manifest itself in our intellect. It ensures the wisdom in us.
Enshrouds the wisdom in us.
Enshrouds.
So yeah, तो
Yes,
basically इन्होंने कहा डिजायर एंगर इमोशन बोला इसको. सो हमारा जो विजडम है उसको कवर कर देता है. और अभी वो नेक्स्ट वर्स में आएगा एग्जाम्पल कि वो कैसे कवर करता है. राजसिक, तामसिक और ऑल द 3 गुना, सात्विक, राजसिक, तामसिक, तीनों में कवरिंग होती है, मगर किस ढंग से होती है वो सब वी विल लर्न. बट दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट साइकोलॉजी टू कॉन्टम्पलेट अपॉन व्हाट इट इज. एंड व्हाट एल्स, हाँ, द सेटन, यहाँ पर क्या बोला, डेविल बोला है, मेरी बुक में सेटन है. सेम थिंग, जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि डेविल इज नोवेयर आउटसाइड, कि कोई बाहर शैतान बैठा हुआ है हमको सता रहा है. इट्स ऑल इन अवर ओन माइंड. That's what it is. Shaitan is sitting in our own mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Desire and anger and their numberless children of sin and sorrow must ever come to breed on the marshy lands of our deluded intellect. To come under their sway is ignorance. To come to rule over them is wisdom.
So very nicely he summed. So these are, and remember the desire and anger and their numberless children. I already discussed. That Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. So it's like, Lobh is greed, Mad is pride, Matsarya, jealousy. All these are children of these two only. But remember, where did they come from? Likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes turned into this. Bhoot ban gaye ye log. Likes and dislikes. And they are deluded intellect se hota hai. So when our wisdom is not available to us, that's where all these things starts happening. Okay? And then the last conclusion, he said, to come under their sway is ignorance, and to rule over them is wisdom. Very nicely he put it. Okay.
The Lord now illustrates how desire is our foe and how it veils our discrimination.
So that's what I was saying, that there's the next verse he's going to tell you that why it is our enemy and how it veils our discrimination. जो हमारी बुद्धि में wisdom है उसको कैसे ढक देता है वो बताएगा next week. So we will do that next week. I find this part of chapter 3 very, very interesting. The science of psychology is so good. And if we read this again and again and we contemplate upon it, we will have a more control over our emotions. Definitely. Anybody has any point, question, comment?
Shouldn't be on marshy lands then. We shouldn't have a marshy land.
Because marshy land, see how language is used. Marshy mein dal means फंस जाता है आदमी के अंदर.
It's
sunk into it. That's exactly
Beautiful.
right. Exactly right. So whenever they choose, the Swamis choose
It's
the
not
word.
a stable ground.
It's not a stable ground. And that's why you see most of us, when we are angry, बाद में हम लोग हमेशा regret करते हैं. We think, क्यों बोला मैंने ऐसा, फिर जाके हमको माफ़ी मांगनी पड़ती है, फिर माफ़ी मांगने में भी हम लोग को ईगो आ जाता है. It's not, so it's all lot more difficult. तो वो स्वामी जी saying पहले ही उसको रोक दो ना likes and dislikes के टाइम पे. कृष्ण भगवान ने बोल दिया don't come under the sway. हम लोग मानते क्या है उनकी बातें. That's why you have to go more and deep. अगर उनकी बात पहले ही मान ली और sway में नहीं आए तो ये सब होगा ही नहीं. But he has to tell Arjun everything through Arjun, us actually. True. Okay. So if nobody has any point, then now we can go to Kathopanishad. So I'm going to stop this recording here. I'll just do the prayer again. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, Sheila ji, you can make your mute now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, कोई बात नहीं. So, okay, I think we finished verse 6. Oh, sorry. Hold on. 1 second. Okay.
Yes, we finished 6 and we are on 7.
7, yeah.
Starting on page 17, bottom of our this book.
So, वर्स 6 में हमने देखा कि नचिकेता ने फादर को समझाया कि दिस वर्ल्ड इज ऑलवेज चेंजिंग एंड इट्स अ वेरी ट्रांजिएंट वर्ल्ड एंड यू नो वी शुड नॉट बिकम कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन धर्म because when we die, all the worldly things do not go with us, but our good deeds and all those things do go with us. And he thought that there was some very hidden benefit in what the fathers blurted out from his mouth, and he wants to fulfill that. He had that faith, and he was also reminding his father that, hey, father was trying to compromise by giving bad, cows and all that. So all that we went in detail. So now, as I said, that I think I'd already mentioned that certainly the story takes a different turn, और वो already यमराज के दरबार में पहुंच गया है. Now, I think मीना जी और सुशील जी ने सुना होगा तेजो मेनन जी का लेक्चर. उन्होंने यमराज के बारे में बताया, right? यमराज कौन है? I think that was very good to go through it. So, who is Yamraj now? So Yamraj he compared it to like, suppose there is a government in the United States में, so the constitution है, right? United States का, और किसी भी टाइप का राज्य होता है, उसके एक नियम होते हैं सारे. तो वैसे ही he saying कि इस यूनिवर्स में सारे नियम लागू होते हैं, and those नियम्स are very fixed नियम्स. And interestingly enough, साइंस भी जितना प्रोग्रेस करता है वो नियम मान के ही कर सकता है वो, राइट? जैसे ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स है, और हाउ द वाटर बिहेव्स और हाउ दिस थिंग बिहेव्स, उसके सारे नियम हैं. सो उन नियमों को का पालन करने के लिए एक एक डिपार्टमेंट हेड बनाया हुआ है वहाँ पे. एंड ऑब्वियसली व्हेन वी सी द यमराज का, जैसे एक पिक्चर बनाया, बुल पे बैठा हुआ है, भयानक सा दिखता है एंड ऑल दैट. That is a human's imagination, but the force is there, no? A force of annihilation is there, and Shiva is supposed to be out of the 3 Shaktis, annihilator, but he has appointed Yamaraj to take care of his, just like in the government you have different posts, okay? So he was saying that Yamaraj का जो post है ना, वो post is permanent, but उसमें आदमी बदलते रहते हैं, it's an appointed post. So जो current Yamraj है, obviously that you have to be qualified to be on that post. Even in this world, जितने भी, all of you are working now, you may be retired, and but that when you take up a job, you should be able to do the job. You should have the qualification. So Yamraj is just a post for these different departments, and then जैसे कि Varun Devata is the department of the water, Vayu Devata, is Pavan Dev, जिसको बोलते हैं, Pavan Putra Hanuman ji was his son. These are all posts that people occupy these.
And we can apply for those posts.
You can apply and you will only get when you're qualified. True. And इस धरती पे नहीं है, जब हम लोग हायर लोक्स में जाएंगे तभी हम क्वालिफाइड होंगे. अभी तो हमको धरती पे फेंका हुआ है, because we have to work on our mind right now. खूब उसमें कूड़ा कचरा भरा हुआ है इस वक्त तो. So यमराज को धर्मराज भी कहा गया है. That means he is the one who upholds dharma. So when we talk about that Yudhishthira was Dharmaraja Putra, it is his role as a Dharmaraj is same as Yamaraj only. If in case you didn't know. And then in our Puranas, it's very interesting. They have even kind of have different what you call lokas, they call it. The Yamaraj ki alag lok hai aur unki duniya batai hai. And I wrote it down somewhere now. I don't know where my notes are. I think that इंद्र भगवान की बोलते हैं अमरावती और इसकी कुछ कुबेर का कोई और लोक है वगैरह वगैरह. These are all the people like that. Okay. So, एक minute. Let me go to that. And Yamraj is also उसको ना controller बताया गया है. Because when he is the one who is like everybody has to die, whoever is born. It's like the final destination in this life. वहाँ पर किसी की चलती नहीं है. मीन्स जो बोलते हैं ना कि सब एक लेवल पे आ जाते हैं वहाँ पे. इट्स लाइक सबको समान बना दिया एट दैट पॉइंट. कोई कितना भी कितना प्राइड हो कुछ हो, nothing works over there. And also Tejomayi Anandji said how important Yamraj's position is, because without Yamraj's work, this dunya chal nahi sakti. You need that cycle. So he is a very important part of that cycle to continue. जो आया है वो जाएगा, then it makes room for the other people in the world and all that. So just keep all those things in mind, about that. So now let's go back to our story. In this verse 7, let me just read this verse 7. Vaishvanara pravishyati atithi brahmano gruhan tasyetam shant. No, this one I cannot sing. Tasyetam shantim kurvanti hara vaivaswata udakam. Vaishvanara is like fire. Pravishati enters. Atithi, guest. Brahman is Brahmana. Gruhan is house. Tasya, to him. Etam, this. Shantim, quieten. Kurvanti, they do. Hara is fetch. Vaivaswata means it's another name of Yamraj, son of Vaivaswan. Vaivaswan is actually our son, our star. His son is this Yamraj. Udakam is water. So as I said that this story takes a jump. Now imagine Nachiketa has reached over there. How he reached, we've already discussed. They have not mentioned it, but one of the other Upanishad said that a invisible voice guided him. So what Tejomayi Anandji said, just imagine he reached there with his body. Okay, he reached there. And then Swamiji is going to make a comment that every time he's teaching this, koi na koi prashna zarur pata kaise pahuncha, kya pahuncha, he's saying all that is not immaterial, because focus of it is unka samvad. So don't ask this according to him silly questions, because you can have your own imagination how he reached there. So when he reached, Yamraj was out of station. He was not there. Gone on business trip. पता नहीं किस-किसको लेने गया होगा. तो इसे कि this Upanishad does not mention कि वो कहाँ गया था. That's not material. नहीं था वहाँ पे. तो इसे नहीं था तो कौन था वहाँ पे? Obviously उसके ministers थे, उसकी wife थी, वो सब थे वहाँ पे. और उन्होंने नचिकेता को ऑफर किया खाना पीना, आओ बैठो, जब कोई भी आता है तो हम लोग करेंगे ना. My husband is not there, please come in and all that. So she did the same thing. The minister ने भी किया. Nachiketa आप देखो, he's a special kid, huh? He's not ordinary kid. He said, and he's only 9 years old. So, मेरे father ने यमराज को दिया है मुझे. So जब तक यमराज नहीं आएगा, मैं टस से मस नहीं होगा, मैं कुछ खाऊंगा नहीं, कुछ नहीं करूंगा. He refused anything. But here what they are trying to show is, see, when it comes to Upanishad, you have to draw the things they are trying to do through a story. So one of the Swamis, I think Tejo Mehananji pointed out, he was fasting. Okay? Sanyam. Fasting means Sanyam. Apni Kamla ji is the most expert here in fasting, Baba. She does this.
नहीं वो अनशन पे था, भूख हड़ताल पे.
And right. तो वो फास्टिंग कमला जी अलग अलग किस्म की होती है ना. आप करते हो नींबू पानी वाली, मगर कोई करता है फल वाली, कोई करता है कुछ. Idea is he had a tremendous self-control, that little kid. So and then उसके बाकी गुण तो हम लोग पहले ही देख चुके हैं. Shraddha, Vivek, and Atma Sanyam and all those. So here this is fasting also is another reserve gun. So he refused. फिर जब यमराज आया ना वापस अपने काम से, तो ये यमराज के जो बीवी या उसके जो मिनिस्टर थे, वो यमराज को बताते हैं कि भाई ये आया हुआ है, और ऑलमोस्ट एक उपदेश देते हैं यमराज को, जल्दी से इसको खाना पीना कुछ खिलाओ, बिकॉज इससे बहुत बड़ा पाप हो रहा है. यहाँ पे एक ब्राह्मण, तेजस्वी ब्राह्मण आया हुआ है, उसको वैश्वानर बोला उन्होंने. वैश्वानर इज फायर, बिकॉज फायर की तरह तेजस्वी. ओके, सो ये इट सीम्स दैट ये वैश्वानर वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर फायर इन द वेदास. And it also means which is applicable to everybody. विश्व नर 2 वर्ड से किया हुआ है. और यहाँ पर इसका मीनिंग ये बताया कि एक ब्राह्मण, इतना तेजस्वी ब्राह्मण बच्चा के बैठा हुआ है, और उसने कुछ खाया पिया नहीं है, और अगर किसी के घर में कोई अतिथि आ जाए. Now another very important thing, the word अतिथि. Does anybody know what it means in Sanskrit?
पर ये ब्राह्मण थोड़ी ना, राजा का बेटा था ना.
See, very good question. I'm glad you brought that question. यहाँ पर वो वर्ण व्यवस्था नहीं चलती स्नेहा. यहाँ पर ब्राह्मण means the one who is pure in his mind. That's स्वामी जी ने बहुत ठोक बजा के बोला इसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कि please don't go by this वर्ण व्यवस्था, because उसका कूड़ा कचरा किया हुआ है इंडिया में. ब्राह्मण boy means the one who is sattvic in his thinking. Who is connected to the Brahman is Brahman, so that's what the context is. So this Tejasvi beta hua hai. Just imagine that this word Brahman is for Tejasvi over here. Okay, so what was I saying about the fire? Yeah, he said कि अतिथि का मैं पूछ रही थी. किसी को मालूम है अतिथि का मीनिंग?
अतिथि इज गेस्ट, कोई
Is it guest? Mehman?
मेहमान, पर उसमें एक बड़ा डीप मीनिंग है. उसको ब्रेकअप करो संधि को.
अतिथि मींस जिसकी कोई तिथि ना हो, जिसकी कोई कभी भी किसी भी टाइम आ जाए.
करेक्ट. कमला जी इज अ संस्कृत टीचर, सो शी नोज कि अतिथि, जैसे हम लोग के अमेरिका में ना, इट इज एग्जैक्टली ऑपोजिट. 10 बार फोन करके भाई आर यू देयर, कैन आई कम प्लीज. दैट्स नॉट कॉल्ड अतिथि अकॉर्डिंग टू द शास्त्रास. अतिथि मीन्स एनीबडी कैन कम टू योर डोर एनी टाइम एंड ही बिकम्स योर अतिथि. बिना बुलाए जो आए वो अतिथि. ओके, सो अतिथि कोई आया है तो अपने शास्त्र में बोला ना, अतिथि देवो भव. You got to be very nice to them. You have to give them a place to sit. You have to ask them the food. And Tejo Mehananji was very amazing. He said, ठीक है, तुम्हारे घर में कोई आया तो उसको खाने पीने को दो. समझो नहीं है खाने पीने घर में, और you don't want to give, कम से कम उसको बैठने के लिए तो बोलो. ओके, पानी तो दे दो उसको. चलो पानी भी नहीं दिया, बैठने को नहीं बोला, tell some sweet words. Tell him something nice, I mean. So those are the things, and they said कि if you don't do those things, you are incurring sin. Okay, that's number 1. And कोई तेजस्वी आ गया, उसको तुमने नहीं किया तो बहुत बड़ा sin हो गया. So Swamiji is going to explain in his commentary also, but I wanted to bring what Tejo Mehananji's few things that he mentioned, that तेजस्वी लोगों का अगर अपमान किया ना, तो यू आर लाइक मंद बुद्धि उसको कहा गया है. जरा भी इंटेलिजेंस नहीं है, बिकॉज अगर तेजस्वी की, the reason you want to do that, because you can learn so many great things from them. Okay, and instead of doing that, तुम उसका निरादर कर रहे हो उसको, तो वो बेचारे जो उसके जो मंत्री और बीवी थे वो बहुत परेशान थे कि ये बच्चा खा नहीं रहा है और कर नहीं रहा है, तो आप जल्दी जल्दी इसके लिए कुछ लेके आओ, you know. So and then, you know, obviously this is a Upanishad, so it is actually giving us some pointers that what can happen if you don't take care of, that's what this verse is actually saying. What happens if you don't take care of your Atithi who is Tejasvi? So let's go one second. So he's saying that there are certain words in here. I think this verse probably ends with this, and the next one is going to start with the other thing. Okay. Is basically में यही है कि bring him some food, and then next verse we're going to see what happens. Yes. Any question on this? We can read. All right. Who wants to read? Shireen, very good. Come on.
A Brahmana guest enters a house like fire. Men give this water to quieten him. Oh, what is it? Vaivasvata, beach water.
Vaivasvata. Vaivasvata is the name of Yamraj.
Okay.
Okay, and then Brahman guest is Nachiketa. Just to give a right context, what is happening. So he's saying that a Brahman boy enters like a fire, like a Tejasvi person. He's come. Give him, to quieten him, give him the water. Oh, Vaivasvata means, here Yamraj, please give him water. That's what it's saying. Okay.
Between the previous stanza and the present, there's a dramatic silence which is to be supplemented from a knowledge of the same story as narrated in the Karma Kanda portion of the Veda. Therein, however, it was a formless voice that directed the boy to the palace of death.
Okay, so here, this Brahmana portion of Karma Kanda portion of Vedas is जहाँ पर सारे rituals वगैरह सब बताए गए हैं, हवन कैसे करना, ये वो, to fulfill our desires, basically. So उसमें they have told कि invisible voice guided him. Okay.
Nachiketa comforting the father and persuading him to act up to the high ideals in which the true Aryans ever walked in the past, left his home and entered the domain of death. There he arrived at the portico of death, and the boy had to wait for 3 days and nights, since Lord Death was then out of station, my God.
Yeah, so see, we discussed now that Lord Death was out of station, so he arrived at the portico of death, and that's where he was. Okay.
At this juncture, Chinmaya pauses to answer some gross doubts raised by some of the hasty readers. Some inquire, how exactly could mortal child enter at will the world of death? Some others asked, did the child visit the kingdom of Dharamraj in his physical body or in his subtle body? The absurd question array themselves in the same uniform tone, and to repeat them all would be to parade too long a list of pitchless doubts.
I think that the reason Swamiji wrote this, because he must be coming across everybody, वो उसका main content तो भूल ही जाते हैं क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, और हम लोग भी ऐसा करते हैं कि कभी कभी like we read रामायण एंड महाभारत, और जो उसमें अच्छी अच्छी बातें जो बोलने के समझाने के लिए उसको छोड़ के एक चीज़ के पीछे पड़ जाते हैं. And वो राम जी ने सीता जी को क्यों त्यागा, बाप रे, वो तो देखिए उस पर 6 घंटा बिता देंगे, बाकी जो सचमुच बताने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो भूल जाते हैं वो लोग.
Such questions can suggest themselves only to an unsympathetic head and heart. This is, after all, a story. The main purport of which is not to discuss how far mortals can, at will, travel into the realms of the dead, but it's meant to bring a great student of life and a burning seeker of truth to a mastermind, Lord Death himself. To wander away from the story into the labyrinth of such futile inquiries is to miss the greater purpose of the Upanishad.
I just told us that, focus on the main things, look at the cream or look at the ganne ka juice and bhuse ko fek do, basically, he's telling. Okay.
No comparison is to be understood to be effective in all its details. If a poet describes the face of Miss Saroj and compares it with the moon, it does not mean that she had a face which is geometrically circular and contains in its very center some dark patches. Such unsympathetic readers should avoid reading poetry and take to mathematics textbooks to engage their leisure hour. Not only would they find no education in poetry, but shall ruin the very poetry they read.
So he said it so nicely, that when you're saying that वो चांद की तरह दिखती है, doesn't mean कि उसके round face है, उसमें धब्बे हैं. Basically, he's telling you, please don't overanalyze things and, get into the chakkar that sometimes we also do. So we should just be cautious about it. Because I think in Vedas and in Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita and all that, you have to take what the point he's trying to say. If you try to, there is कोई comparison तो हो ही नहीं सकता ब्राह्मण के लिए भी. It's just indicative definition. So you have to just take a point and then drop it.
But like Radha का story है, Radha, Krishna जी ने Radha को, he said, he was telling her, Radha, Krishna was actually, उनको makeup कर रहे थे Radha का, and वो Radha Krishna का कर रही थी. So Radha asked Krishna, how am I looking? So he compares her to the moon. उस पर तो वो Radha है ना, गुस्सा हो गई कि how you are comparing me to the moon? Moon में तो धब्बे हैं, दाग है. And वो गुस्सा होकर चली गई. And then Krishna had to take the roop of more to please her,
I think these are basically stories just to again to tell a point that, then if somebody is telling you, don't try to start, they are saying, look at their heart, what they are saying. Basically, that's what it's telling you. That don't start looking at it, and analyzing everything. Go ahead.
Lord Death was not at home, and the disciple had to wait 3 days and live through a self-imposed discipline of fasting. Here again, it is meaningless to wonder if such a thing was ever possible when the consorts of death were there at home. The story wants us to understand only that a certain amount of self-discipline and self-control ought to be practiced by every seeker ere he can come to be blessed by the contact of a perfect guru.
So here, that 3 days of not eating and all that is just showing you the boy's self-control, because to learn, Brahma Vidya, you have to have certain qualification, and he had all of them. That's what they're trying to project. And if we want Brahma Vidya, we have to develop these things. नहीं तो अपने खोपड़ी में ठीक से घुसेगा नहीं. Like we will be taking all wrong ideas into our head, So that's what it's just an indication for ourselves.
At the end of third day, Lord Death returns home, and the stanza under review gives us the words of either his consorts or of the ministers.
So here, as I said, when he returned home, I think there are some. Is everybody's Manju? Your thing is not on mute. Mute pe nahi aapka, because there are some background noises were coming. So I just want to make sure that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Just put on mute. That's all. I did it for you. It's okay.
Okay.
You're okay.
It was actually on mute.
Again, it went off for whatever reason.
I checked it just now.
Okay. So he's just saying that basically, उनकी wife या उनके minister ने उनको पूरा वृत्तांत सुनाया कि ये यहाँ पर बैठा हुआ है. हाँ, आगे पढ़ो.
A Brahman guest is considered in a Hindu Shastras as a double-edged weapon. We can avail of it either to cut open a path of clean cut of the jungle of life, or to destroy ourselves by ignoring him or by disobeying his right advices.
So here, remember he said that the Brahmana boy came. He's saying that Brahman means Tejasvi, somebody who has all the knowledge and certain, things. And when you don't listen to them, then they can destroy you. But if you listen to, destroy means actually by not following what they're saying. They're not like, so very important. It's not like a Brahman को श्राप देने के लिए बैठा हुआ है. ऐसा नहीं है. But अगर उसकी जो एडवाइस है तुमने नहीं मानी तो then तुम्हारा ही डिस्ट्रक्शन होएगा. And it's the same thing like ladder of fall. Okay, if we don't understand what it is, then it will be our destruction only in the spiritual world. और उसकी बात मानोगे तो तुम ऊपर उठ सकते हो. तो double edged sword बताया है उसको, you know. And that's why Christians, we were discussing, they say, these people get a little confused and they say, if you don't believe in Jesus, you go to hell. It's not that. If you don't do what Jesus says, you go to hell. Not what Jesus as a person, but his teachings. Because they're same Krishna's teaching. That's what Jesus is teaching, you know. Okay.
The comparison of a gas with fire is very appropriate in as much as in the Vedika period. The worship of fire was the most common method for gaining merits for the hereafter. At the same time, fire can burn down the house and bring sorrow and disaster to the householder. Also, Vaishvanara means belonging to all men. This term has been used as many as 60 times in Rigveda to indicate fire in all its aspects. One thing is to be noted here, in modern societies too, a cultured and educated guest is always respected and revered. The word Brahmana in this connection means not the one who has come to claim it as an accidental privilege of birth, but as I said, it means one who has a necessary cultural purity and mental and intellectual powers manifested in him as an individual.
So here is an answer to Sneha, your question. You said that he was a Kshatriya son. See, here Swamiji ne काफी strongly बताया कि here it means not the one accidental privilege of birth, but it is necessary cultural purity and mental intellectual powers. That's what little boy was. And you saw the meaning of Vaishvanara, belonging to all men, but it's also considered fire. And how the deep meaning is, a fire can burn or fire can do so many, it can cook our food, depending on how you treat the fire, you know. The same way though he's saying, and you know, that how, and even in today's world, if some really revered guest who has achieved a lot and it can teach us a lot, कोई अपने घर में आ जाए, हम लोग कितना खुश होते हैं, no? And we take care of them and we want to learn from them. So first we make them comfortable and all that, and then we can learn from them. And if we don't do that, then it's our loss, basically. That's what he's saying. This is what it is, this verse. Any question for this verse? Pretty clear?
Yeah.
So the next verse, we have some, we can at least get started. We may not be able to finish the next verse. Next verse is the one that tells us कि अगर तुम नहीं करोगे तो क्या क्या होगा, और बेसिकली क्या बताया है, as though Dharmaraj doesn't know. Dharmaraj is a Dharamraj, means he is supposed to uphold the dharma. So उसके जो मिनिस्टर और बीवी है उसको बोल रहे हैं कि ऐसा ऐसा करो नहीं तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, you know, means कितना इम्पोर्टेंस दिया है. मतलब धर्मराज के भी घर में ये सब होता है तो हम लोग को तो डेफिनेटली करना चाहिए. बेसिकली दैट्स व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू से, यू नो. सो द वर्स इज आशा प्रतीक्षा. इट स्टार्ट्स विद आशा जी इज ओवर हियर. आशा से शुरू हो रहा है ये. आशा जी. आशा प्रतीक्षे संगतः शृणुताः चेष्टा पूर्ते पुत्र पशुंश्च सर्वान् एतद् वङ्गते पुरुषस्य अल्प मेधसो यस्यांश्रन वसति ब्राह्मणो गृहे. So this verse is going to tell कि क्या क्या नुकसान होता है. आशा is hope. प्रतीक्षा, सबको पता है कि प्रतीक्षा करना means expecting something, expectation. संगतम merits gain in company with good men, जिसको हम लोग आजकल की दुनिया में सत्संग बोलते हैं ना, सत्संग. सुनुत्राम friendly discourses, you know, like मीठी वाणी बोल सकते हैं, एक दूसरे से मीठी वाणी बोलना. च इज एन इष्टा पूर्ते, सीक्रेट सैक्रिफाइसेस, चैरिटेबल डीड्स एंड पायस गिफ्ट्स. जैसे कि जो हम लोग अच्छे अच्छे काम करते हैं, कोई सोशल सर्विस करता है, कोई मंदिर में दान देता है, कोई वो बोलते हैं ना कि पानी पीने का इंडिया में करते हैं ना, प्याऊ बोलते हैं जिसको, वो बनाता है, हॉस्पिटल बनाना, ये जितने भी अच्छे अच्छे कर्म है वो. पुत्र इज सन, पशु इज कैटल, Cha is and, sarvan all, this, etad is this, vangte. This, I hope I'm saying it correct, I'm not sure. I think it's vangte or vringte. It means this word to destroy something. Vri se hai, Swamiji is going to explain, to destroy. Purushasya, of the men, and men and women, human being. Alpa medhasa, ignorant. Alpa is small, medha means buddhi, small intellect ke log. Yasya is to whose, anashnana, without taking food. Anna ko na lena. Vasati, stays. Brahman is Brahman. Gruhe is in the house. So here he is telling कि क्या होगा, because उसका सत्कार नहीं हुआ तो क्या क्या नुकसान हो सकता है सत्कार नहीं करने से किसी तेजस्वी ब्राह्मण का. ब्राह्मण यहाँ पर डोंट लुक एट हिज ब्राह्मण सन बट समवन हु इज अ तेजस्वी पर्सन. उसका क्या क्या नुकसान होता है. होप एंड एक्सपेक्टेशंस आर डिस्ट्रॉयड. व्हाट व्हाई डिड ही से दैट? बिकॉज हम लोग को जिस दुनिया में जब हम लोग रहते हैं तो कोई अच्छा काम करने की होप होती है ना हमको. और प्रतीक्षा इज, होप इज समथिंग अननोन की होती है. And I think that Tejo Menon ji gave this example, which was very good. He said, suppose if a young man is going to get a job, he's applying for a job. So in the beginning, he has hope. When he applies, he said, even though I may not be fully qualified, but I have hope that I will get it because I have this other qualities or whatever. So then that is a hope. Expectation means, suppose if they tell him, yes, you will get this job and you will get appointment letter. So he has to wait for that appointment letter. That's called pratiksha. So pratiksha is for a known thing. Hope is for an unknown thing. That's where it's coming from. They are very scientific in how they do it. So he's saying both of them get destroyed if you don't take care of the Brahman. Means तुमको तुम्हारा मतलब तुम्हारी जिंदगी में hope ही नहीं रह जाएगी. That's what he's saying. निराश हो जाएगी जिंदगी basically, you know. And then Sangam is satsang. Obviously, if you're not catering to a tejasvi person, you are denying the satsang, right? Satsang khatam ho gaya. And then तुमने जितने भी अच्छे अच्छे कर्म अर्जित किए हैं ना, मतलब उनका इफेक्ट ही खराब हो जाएगा. बेसिकली क्या है कि तुम्हारी बुद्धि भ्रष्ट है ऑलरेडी. मंद बुद्धि के हो चुके हो. यू आर नॉट, तुमको दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है किसका स्वागत करना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए. सो दीज थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू फॉलो एनीवे. अगर तुमने कोई अच्छा काम भी किया होगा अब तुम छोड़ दोगे वो सब करना. बेसिकली यू कैन लुक एट इट ईदर वे, यू नो. एंड देन पुत्र एंड पशु इज, in those days, you know, the pashus were the one which gave them wealth. You know, cows and all these घोड़े जो पुराने ज़माने, अभी भी, you know, cattle and all, my God, some people उनकी जीविका होती है वो. All the people who produce milk, food and all that. And putra is, you know, your children, grandchildren and all that. You know, it doesn't mean that when they get destroyed, meaning you have to look at it in the right context. नुकसान होगा सबका. Let's look at it this way, because your cultural purity is going away. You know, you're going to teach them bad stuff, and they also do, children and all, they follow what the parents do. You know, so if you're going to do wrong action, they're going to follow you, and then unka nuksan ho jayega. That, like that, you have to look at it. You know, and what were the other words? Ashne, without taking food, he's sitting over here. And he's in our house. So basically, that's what he's telling. That if you don't take care of you know, good people who have come to your home, then that leads to your own destruction. That's the conclusion over here. Okay? So should we read, or maybe we should read it next time now? Yeah, it's already like almost. What's the time? 12:30, right? Yeah, we can read next time. Any question, comment on this particular thing? So right now it's just like जैसे बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में भूमिका बना रहे हैं वो लोग कि before they gave a ब्रह्म ज्ञान. अभी तो चालू भी नहीं हुआ है, but there is a lot to learn before that. pre-qualification. So one of the thing is, this is a learning lesson for all of us in America, atithi. You know, if koi aa gaya, so don't tell them, hey, you didn't call me, this and that, you know, still take care of them. You know, इंडिया में अभी भी करते थे, पहले अभी नहीं होता शायद. When I was growing up, yeah, we used to go to people's home and our neighbors, you know, we had two different neighbors, Mr. Desai and Mr. Mehta, and हम लोग कभी भी धमक जाते थे उनके घर में. And they were means we don't go now once a day, they will come and ask. I remember they used to come and knock. अरे उसकी तबीयत तो ठीक है ना, वो आई नहीं आज हमारे घर में. And we used to go and we used to kind of, you know, we'll go lie down on their sofa, we will eat their food. वो खा रहे होंगे तो हमको भी बिठा लेंगे खाने के लिए. I mean, that's how we grew up. It was so much fun if I think about it. अभी तो कोई आता भी नहीं है, you know. And now
हमारे नेबर्स एक मद्रासी थे, उनकी लड़की रोज हमारे यहाँ आती थी और हम उसको रोटी खिलाते थे. आदत पड़ गई रोटी खाने की, तो उसके लिए रोटी बनती थी उनके घर में.
I know, and I had a neighbor, you know, my brother and my bhabhi are listening. Brother will know this, you know, Mr. Mehta and Mrs. Mehta, and they didn't have any children, and they had a housekeeper, Vithabai. Vithabai was a Maharashtrian, but